Okay, so you want me to go through the. So exercise 7 and 9 you are saying. Okay. Exercise number 9.
9 and 10.
Okay, 9 and 10.
Could you also go through 7?
Okay.
And 8 also, please. 7, 8, 9, 10.
So I suppose that we are not doing 7 and 8. It's only for information, right?
Yeah, I mean you can have the basic script. Okay,
Okay.
so you can understand. But yeah, in real time you will not be doing these things.
Can you explain like 7, 8, 9, 10 one more time because I'm not getting this?
Yeah, sure. Can someone give me this DDL and DML for this table, like creating and insert script, so I can use that handy if someone has already
So
created.
which one you need?
For this employee table yesterday exercise, just give me the
Oh,
create and
employee
insert
table,
script.
the insert table.
Yeah, create and insert. Yes.
Oh, just a moment. I'll give you. Employee. And then insert into employee. Yeah.
Oh, this is the record we have. Okay, so first we'll go to this grant and revoke permissions, right? Where we are using the data control language, right? For giving access and providing the permissions or removing the permissions. The first question says, create a login user named student user. Okay, so we have to create a user, okay, or we have to create a login. So for that, we can use a create command. Okay, so and now as we have to create a login, so there is a keyword called login, and where you need to give the username. So the username will be the student user. So with this, we will create a new user. Okay, a new login user, you can say. So we'll see.
You
This
have to
is
put the password as well.
password is optional. Okay, if you have to log in with password, you can do that, or if it is not required, maybe let me check with password. Maybe let's
can you
give
zoom
some
in screen?
password here is equal to some
Could you
ABC.
zoom in your screen a little bit?
Sure. Okay, so let me just create. Okay, so yeah, I think it is encrypted and it is required to have the password, but it is an optional. Okay, you may have the option to create the user without password, where the user may be able to log in with Windows credential and not the password credential. Okay,
When you
so
said like create login student user and it was saying that incorrect syntax, so it should be in a single quoted comma, what?
no, it was looking for password because this is standalone version of SQL Server. It is required to have the password for any new user. Apart from the your
Okay.
existing user desktop, this user, any new user should be with password. But yeah, you will not be able to log in with that user anyway. Okay.
So we can log in by this user also once we create this, right?
Yeah, if the user is having the access.
Yeah. So we will provide some permission.
So this is the login we are having. So after login, you have to create a user as well. Okay. So this is just a login details. Then for the user creation, we have to create a user. Okay. So with this login name, there may be multiple users we can have. Okay. So for creating user, we are having the syntax to create user. Okay. Then you can give some name. Okay. Username. I will just give the same username. And this is for which login? So this is
Or login.
for the login named student user. So like this, we will create a username. So first create user, and second create,
Create
sorry,
login.
create, yeah, create user is the second actually. And here we are creating the login first. Okay, so if you create the user for that particular login, you will be where it will be visible users and roles. No, user is not. These are the roles actually.
Refresh the security once again.
Yeah. So here it is the user. Okay. So with this user, the user will be able to log in. Let me check if we are able to log in with this to this database, because this is not a server level. It is given on a database level. So I think we will not be able to do that. Username is this and password is like ABC. See, it is not giving it the access. Login failed for the user, student user. Okay, so this is standalone version. We should be able to log in only with the Windows authentication and the default server with your desktop name. Okay, but in real time, we can have multiple users, multiple logins. So that will be helpful there. Okay, so this is how we can create. If let me check the database tables server principles. We have just created some user with name as student user, I think.
So generally, how the role is defined here?
See, normally in real time, right, the user will be created based on how we are going to use. Like there will be two types of access you will be given. One is a Windows access where every user will have its own uh, what we say own user ID, which means you will be having your employee ID, right? So based on that, you will be assigned with a new user ID for logging in. That is your user ID. You will be having a limited accesses. Okay. And again, there is one, there will be some common users, okay, which everyone can use. Like, let's say we are having this student user. Okay. So every user can uh, use that user ID provided that it should have the password. So that password will not be shared with everyone. Let's say from 10 people, the manager wants to know these credentials to only 5 people. So 5 will have the access. Okay. Then another new user you are having, which is having access to particular number of databases or particular server. So there as well, they will give the access to some people only. Okay. So you will be having two types of accounts when you work on any project. One is own, I would say own account, okay, where you will log in through the Windows authentication with your username, okay, and which will be assigned to each and everyone. Another is a common accounts, okay, which will be with passwords. You have to log in there. Okay, and with password, when you have to log in, that will be accessed by not only you. That user can be like used by multiple team members.
Shared
Okay, so in that,
account.
yeah, in that case, it will be quite challenging to track who has made the changes. Okay, that means let's say 10 people, we are having 5 people, and someone has made the changes to the table. Okay, it will be quite difficult to know like which user has like which who is the person who is making the changes. Okay, because
But
user
sir,
ID will be common.
okay,
Mhm.
but it has a principal ID, am I right? Those are like the common, like who by whose ID it is changed. Like so here in a table, I see there is a sequence number, name, principal ID, SID, system identification ID, type, and the
Right.
type, and the
Correct.
principal
But when I
ID.
say, yeah, when I say this is a common, this can be used by multiple people. So everyone will have the same principal ID.
Okay, but I can see that okay, this is change made by whom only. Like, is this the common account or is there the own account?
This is a common account. If this is the common account, it will be difficult. Okay, if we are using our own account as Windows authentication, in that case only, every like for every changes we can see like there will be a separate account we'll be having for that changes reflecting into the databases. So we can know like who has made the changes. But everyone is having the same account, using the same account, using common account to log in into the server. Okay, then it will not be possible to check exactly who has made the changes, because while making the changes, the what SQL server will track is they will track the user ID from which the changes has been made. But the user ID will be same for everyone in that case, right?
So how we like identify the system, a user, and uh, the user created for that one, and how do we track the login also?
So that will be given by the like DBS or the project manager at the time of joining. Okay, so when you are logging in with your username, there will be username and this will have your own account number. Okay, that is your user, and there will be some common that will be provided by DB your team member if required. Okay, that is not mandatory for everyone to have the common account details with everyone. That will be provided if you don't have your own account, don't have access to certain databases, certain servers, and that can be accessed by the common servers. Then only it will be given access. It will be given to you. Okay, and to track the changes, like who made the changes, the DBAs will have that like
Like suppose I am working as a DBA, then how do I know
hmm.
like who made the changes?
Okay, so there are some system tables we are having, okay, which will capture the details uh into the system tables. Now this is one of the system table. Okay, I have not created this table. Where it is. Okay, this table is not created by me, but still it is holding the information. Whenever I was created any new user, it is inserted into this table. Okay, you can see the created date is there. Modified date is also here. Okay, so like this, there are certain system tables we will be having, which will be storing that information. Okay, I will just let you know the table.
So this is about the user information, am I right?
Right. This server principal is about the login details. So all the logins will be available into this server principal table. So there are
Principal table,
different
okay.
kinds of
Mhm.
table we are having. Okay.
For a
Normal.
login, we can use we can use the server principal table where we find
Right.
the person who at what time he log in and what time he log off. The
No, no,
record.
no. This is just a what we can say. This is just a table which is holding the uh, information about the login. Okay. Every time a user is logging, that details will not be stored in this table. It is just like when this login was created, when it was modified last, when the password was changed, that information
Oh,
it
got
will
it.
be storing.
Hmm. The so user details about the.
Right. This is about the login details. Like
Okay.
this is the login I have created just now. Okay. So
Mhm.
when this login was created, what is the password, when it was changed? Okay. When it was modified. So that details will be what that details will be stored here in this table.
System principal table. Okay.
Yeah.
So like this common database is like where they can discuss any issues, but like for the final product, they will have something else, another server, I guess, so where they can do their things or something like that.
Yeah, in
Like,
production, no one will have the access. Okay,
mm,
in production server, no one will have the access. But yeah, for
So,
the for
common
tracking
problems.
you, yes.
and through
Uh,
which table do we find out that what is made, the
yeah,
changes
I was
made
just
with
looking for
and
that
what is made?
table system dot
The object is showing the entire, like the system dot object is the all the entire table.
yeah, whatever the changes you are
The
doing, that all will be captured.
macro,
Okay, execute sessions.
this and wait status.
Let me check on this one.
This is the session ID which is running the background, am I right?
Right.
But here, how we do that? SA is the
You
system
have the host name
admin,
here.
am I
Okay, we have this host name. We have the program name, through which you are running the query. Okay, whether it is from SSMS, whether it is from job. Okay, this is the username we are having. Host name is nothing but your username. You see here server name and username
right?
we are having. So that is what we are having. Okay. Then it is having the login time when it was last logged
So,
in. Okay, so
okay, through
last login
login,
is
okay, login name is there. Is a SA is the system admin is there, and do we can
yes.
see that the new user also the through which it is logging?
No, you cannot do that. You cannot see that because you are not using that for login, right? So that will
Mhm.
not be there. Okay, so it will have the login name, machine name, application name, whether it is SSMS or through the application or through the any schedulers, whether it is active session or not that you are having. Okay, if you want to see any running queries, so that also we are having the table called execution requests. Okay, into this we are having the table called execution request. So that will have the current running queries. If anything is running in the background, okay. If this is currently running, that all the things we will be able to see here. Okay, what commands we were using.
Okay, sir.
We
So
have
it we have to also create the login for a user, am I right? So that the system will capture the login of that user.
yes. First, we have to create the login. Under that login only, there will be multiple users.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And the further step you're gonna like teaching us, am
Yeah.
I right? The
Even
exact
you see here, if we have some other tables as well, like when you create any new table, okay. So
that
that
will.
information also will be stored here. I just created this table today, right? So you can
Yeah,
see the details as well under the system.tables folder. Okay, this is the
yeah, that is a
employee table,
SQL 1031 DB, am I right? Not the
right?
other DB.
Yeah, not other DB. Okay, within this DB only. So this
Got
employees table, okay, it was created on 28/5, that is today. Okay, and this is last modified by this only. This is a user table, what kind of object it is showing. Okay, then schema, yeah, it is not having the column details. So if you want to see the column details, again, we are having the table called columns as well. Okay. So whatever you are doing, that all things will be
one
captured
thing,
in the system tables.
sir.
Yes.
On top of this, I would like to add. So, do I know when this table is created and by what
Yes,
user?
it is there. Okay, who is like when it was created, it is having the created date. Okay.
It
Okay.
have the create date, modify
Yeah,
date.
if it is modified, if you are having the any alter commands and all, you are adding columns, modifying columns, so that details
And the
also will be
user
stored out here. No,
is
username it is not having who created that table. It is not having that. Under that table, if you want to see the column details, you can see the column details as well in that table.
mhm.
Let's check what is the table name. So for that, I think you can filter with object ID. So let's say this is the one. Yeah. So for this object, these many columns are there. Okay, this is the column sequence we were having. This is something like maximum length for the
We
varchar
can
data type.
just mention about the like object ID, or we can like search from the name, like table name.
Yeah, you can search for the table name. For that, you need to join these two tables. You don't know about the join, so that's why I just taken this ID. Okay, we can join these tables together, uh, and we can search with the name as well.
How can we see like what is the ID for the table?
Yeah, from the tables, you can just see what is the name of the table. Against that, there is an object ID.
Okay.
So this object ID you can take and filter in into the columns table so that you can have the columns from that table.
Okay.
Okay. There are multiple system tables we are having. Okay, that will be available under the system databases, but that might not be visible to us, everyone. Okay, but all the system tables will be there. Okay, like sys.column, sys.table, sys.dm execution request. These are all the tables which is holding the different kinds of information. Okay, whatever we are doing into the SQL Server, that will be tracked and maintained into the system tables. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we are creating this. Next question was what? So next was like after creating user, we are having the grant select permission on employees table. Now to grant, we are using grant command, and what we wanted to grant is select. Okay. Now select permission we have to give on which table, that we need to mention same thing we are having on employees. Okay. Now we have to mention to which user. So to the username what we have created is student user. So to student user. So like this, we can grant the permission to select the data on employees table to student user here. Okay. The next question we are having is grant insert permission on employees table. So instead of select, now you just need to mention here is insert. So grant insert on employees table. Okay. So like this, you can grant the permissions. Okay, there are different privileges we are having, not only select, insert. We can do that for insert, select, update, modify, or alter, execute. That permissions we can give there.
So I
Okay.
have a question. So I tried to grant permission earlier when I was doing the exercise on drop and it didn't go through. Does it come under alter? Drop.
Drop using.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tried to do grant drop on employees. So does the drop command come under alter?
Drop,
yes,
drop will not
yes.
come, delete will come.
Oh, delete. It's under
Drop.
delete.
Drop, you just
Yeah.
have to simple say drop table or something like that.
No, but she was asking to have the permission,
Y-
right?
Yeah, yeah. So when I did delete, it went through, right? But when I wrote drop, it didn't go through.
Okay, so when you are trying to give the drop permission to user,
Yeah,
okay, so that you were not able to do, that is what you are saying, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it will come under alter. Okay, alter is nothing but again we are modifying. So if you are deleting something, it will be on a schema or the server level. So this will allow you to drop the tables, alter the tables, or create the tables. Okay,
Okay.
if you mention alter schema, it will allow you to do all the things like this. So let's say I'm saying grant alter. Okay, and I want to give access to drop the tables from a particular schema like DB or something. We can give the access or grant the alter access on a schema level.
Oh, so it's not on
Okay,
table
yeah.
level.
So maybe there is different syntax we are having. So for DBO to the student user. So like this we can give. So under this you will be giving the access to create, alter, as well as drop. So when I say alter schema, so you will be giving access to alter, create, and drop
Oh yeah, the
inside a
create one
DBO
was
schema.
not working.
Right.
Oh, okay. So, okay, could you just show an example of the actual query for these three? I mean, any one of these?
This is the one, right? So when you have the alter permission, you can do anything. So this user now can drop the object, okay, alter the object,
Yeah.
okay, and create the object as well. Okay, so this is the query to give or to grant the drop access to a particular user.
So like we have to write grant drop on schema.
Sorry.
Like we should write the query like this, like grant drop table on
Yes.
schema.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be on a schema level. So if you have to give the drop access, you have to use the alter there. So alter will be like alter when you give the alter permission, it will be like for create, alter, and drop together, all the three.
Sir,
You need to give individually.
but you are giving the entire table which schema does have like a DBU, am I right? Not only the particular table.
We are
Same.
giving the permission on a schema and an insert. Okay. So within this schema, whatever tables we are having, all the tables will be accessed by that. All the
So
tables which will be
first we need to give a database level access permission, am I right? For any
right,
new user. Okay.
right,
And then after we give a permission and a schema level to go under that schema to see what tables are there inside the schema. Am I
right,
right?
right.
I'm talking about the hierarchy of the database schema, table, procedure, and all. So
Okay.
if I give a table level permission, does he require database level or not?
Yeah, when we are giving the table level permission, the database level permission should be already there. Okay. Then only he will be able to see the table inside the database. Normally, see, when you are having access to a server, okay, where you can get the issues there. First, while accessing the server, okay, when you are trying to connect, if you are not having access, it will throw the error saying like you cannot connect to this server. Okay, let's say I'm giving some server name, username here, student DB. Okay, or maybe some ABC as a password and trying to connect, it will throw the error. Okay, this is the first issue you will get if you are not having the access. Now, second, once you connected to the server, you expand the databases, you see there are 10 databases. Okay, and when you try to open a new query window under this facets database, let's say this is my first database, I'm trying to open the new query window. While opening this window, you will not able to open and the pop-up will appear there saying you are not having access. Okay, so if you are not having access to the database, you will not be able to query that database. So when I'm able to open this window, that means I can write a query inside this database. Okay, but if you don't have the access, you will not be able to open this window itself. Though you have been granted for the permission or granted for any table within this database, you will not able to do that if the database level permissions are not provided. Okay, so this will happen. So from this 10 database, you will be able to access only 3 databases, which you are having the access. Other 7 database, if you try to expand or try to write a query within that database, even though you will be able to see that tables and all, when you try to write a query within that database, okay, it will not be allowed to you. Okay, then let's say you are having access to this database, you go inside the database, you see the tables, okay, you see all the tables, and you are trying to open a particular table by running a select query. It might fail because you are not having the access to open that table. Okay, what if you are trying to insert sometimes you are able to select the data, but when you are trying to update or insert the data, you will be denied the access there. Okay, so the permissions will be like server, database, schema, table, like this it will go.
So yeah, if we create any new user, then we have to create login first. Then we have to give this permission. Am I right?
Right.
Okay. Then what is the command for this all these four permission level for that user?
See, once
The
the
query.
user is created with this login, okay, he will be able to log in into the server. Once he is able to log in into the server, okay, then we have to grant the DB access, because server he is able to log in with this username and password because we have provided the password. Okay, so this is what we create for the server level first. Then we have to create the user in a database. Okay, so when to create the user, we will use this syntax here to create a new user. Once the user is created, now we have to add the user to see the database. So to for that, what we can do is we can alter the role there. So we can alter the role as, okay, if what are the different roles we are having, you can see in any database. So there will be some roles we are having. So
The
from that,
read and read, write, and
yeah. So this is the DB data reader. So with this, you will be giving access to read the database. Okay, on which, or we can say just add the member. So what is the member name? So we'll be having this member as a student user. So with this, you are giving the access to read the database. Okay, so this is a read only access. So it will be for select all, like select from all tables. So all tables will be selected here when we have the data reader access. Now you cannot do any modification here. Cannot
so he can get and
insert,
access the entire table of that database.
update, delete. Okay, so this will not be possible. When we are giving the data reader access, this will be giving access to read all the tables into the database. I'm saying reading. That means only the select query can be run on a database tables. Okay, if you want to give the read write access, you don't want to give like separate insert, update, delete. You can add this member to have the read write. Okay, where it is data writer. Okay, so you can give this access data writer. So with this, the user will be able to do the select as well as insert, update, delete. Again, once we have added this member as a DB data writer, no need to give the separate permissions like this, because we already given the user a data writer access. So he will be able to do insert, update, delete on any table within that database. Okay, and normally DBAs will have this access. We have one more called DB owner. This one. Okay, so this DB owner access will be there only with the DBAs. Okay, so DB owner can create, drop, alter, manage permissions. Okay, full control they will have inside the a database. Okay, all this management they can do when you are a DB owner user. Okay, so there are common roles we are having, like data reader, we are having data writer, we are having DDL admin, we are having, this is for creating, altering and dropping object, and owner is for like full control on the database. They can manage permissions, they can deny permissions, they can do whatever they wanted to do inside a database. Okay.
Okay.
Same, if
So
you
when
want
we
to just drop, you can just mention drop here. So this member will be removed from the read write access.
so after creating the user, we have to run this alter command to assign the role. Am I right?
Right.
Okay, got it.
We have to use this alter command to assign the role to that particular user. Based on your need, based on your role in the team, this database role will be decided whether you want whether it should be like read write or whether it should be like just a read access or all like that. Okay.
And inside the group, a lot of users should be assigned and the role. Like in a one group, I want to assign a few of the user should be a data writer, and should be some of users should be like a data reader.
Okay. So you wanted to create a group. Within that group,
Which
there will be
in
multiple users.
Yes, yeah, because for every person, assigning the role and creating the user, it's not possible. Like I have a 10 developer, and inside, I put those 10 developer in a one group as giving a permission on that group.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. So what we can do is this is like a common username we are saying, right? That is what we were also saying. Like there will be a common user that will be assigned to multiple users within the team. Okay. So what we can do is first we can just create like what we say create login. Okay. You can create multiple logins or a single login as well. Fine. Okay. Then after creating login, you will create a users there. User one, user two, user three, and so on. Okay. Then after creating a multiple users, you can create a new role. Okay, create role. So there is one for this group kind of thing. There is one role we are having called app users. Okay, that we can create, or it is like not app users. So you can have some other name as well, but this will acts as a group. And now within this group, you can add all your users. So how we are adding the users? We are altering the role here. Okay, altering role. So this is the role we are having, and you can add the member like user one. Okay, then under same app user, you can have the member two, member three. Okay, and so on. You can do all those things. So now all these three users, whatever three users we are having, this all are belongs to a single group. Okay, or yeah, single group which is named as an app users. Now you can give the access as a reader access or write access to this group using the command like this add role. Okay. Now, instead of mentioning a separate users, what you can do is you can give the access to this role called app users. Okay. And you can, sorry, it is like data reader, right? Sorry, I just maybe data writer I'm giving to whom I'm giving these to app users. So now when I provide the access to app users, what how many number of users we are having within this group that all will be granted with the writer access.
Mm.
You got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
But
See,
we have
first
to
we have
create
to
a
create
two
a
different
login.
group, am I right? Mm.
Sorry.
We have to create a two different group, am I right?
No, this,
For
yeah,
one
you
is
can create as many groups. Currently, I have created one group. Okay, if you want to create one more group, you can create one more group and add the users like four, five, six into that group. Okay, one group you can give the writer access, another group you can give a reader access.
got it. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so same way you can remove the member as well from the group. Like if you want to remove any member, you can just mention the drop command and you will have this removed. Okay. Yeah, I was lost. Okay. Okay, yeah. Then what else? Yeah. So yeah, revoke we were talking. So for the revoking means we are taking back the authorities or authorization from a particular users, right? So whatever the access we have given, so that access we are rolling back. We are revoking that access. So this is for insert. So revoke insert access on which table, that table name we have to mention. So on employees table. Okay, then from username, what is the username? From student users. So this is how we can revoke the insert access on the employees table from the student user. Okay, same thing if you have to do for the select, you can just mention select instead of insert, and this will revoke the select access on a for a student user from the employees table. Okay. Then we were having the exercise for the commit and rollback. Now what it is saying, begin a transaction, insert three employee records, commit the transaction and verify the data is saved. Okay. So for that, what we have begin transaction. Okay. This is how we start the transaction. Now insert the three employee records. So I'll just take the query to insert the data. Okay. So I will have this insert command, which will insert the data into the employees table. So let's say I'm giving the name as like 6, 7, 8. Okay, I will take the same employee name. Just the employee ID is different. I'm taking. Okay, and then insert the record and commit the transaction. So commit means whatever transaction we did, we are just saving it to the table permanently. So I just need to mention commit transaction. So with this, what we will be doing, we will be saving the inserted data to the table. So we can see select star from this table. So currently we are having 5 records. Okay, when I finish this insert command along with the transaction, the 3 records, whatever we are inserting, that will be saved to the table, right? So we will be having now total of 8 records into the table. Okay, so this is how the commit command will be inserting the data into the table. Then next we will having rollback.
Shiv sir,
Yes.
what is the difference between whether we write the commit or not? Because the query will still run even if we don't write commit.
Correct. So when we are writing the individual queries, there is no need to write any transaction and all. Okay, this is helpful when we are running the queries automatically. Okay, when we run the queries automatically, when these queries are binded to a particular software or website, when this is automated, when it is running as a stored procedure. Okay, for example, now what you are doing is you are doing some bank transaction. Okay, and after doing the bank transactions, you will see some like the transaction is, let's say transaction is completed. Okay, and once the transaction is completed, you go to the bank website. Okay, you log in with your username password and you will see your statement. So there will be one row inserted, right? One row will be there with the latest transaction, right? Whatever transaction you did, there will be a record of the transaction, like transaction ID, amount, when it was sent. Okay, what is the notes we were added, if any. So that details like remaining balance. So one row will be there which is indicating the details of the transaction. Okay, so what we are doing, so there are multiple things happening in the backend when you do the transaction. Okay, so when you transfer a money, there will be updates to the table to modify your balance. Okay, there will be insert into some transaction table or your accounts table where you are inserting the data with the transaction details, right? So there is some insert query running. That's why the data is being inserted into the table and the data is there into the table, then only you will be able to see the data when you fetch the account statement, right? When you
Yeah.
fetch the account statement, you are able to see, which means that has been saved somewhere into the table. Okay, and how it is saved? Once you click on pay button or submit button, automatically there is some background process running to do these changes into the database. Okay, at that time, no one is running the insert queries manually.
Yeah.
Okay, it is automated. When you click submit, when you click pay, when you click proceed, okay, on that click, there is some background process running at the back end, which is doing all those things like insert, update, delete, modification, everything they are doing. Okay, and in that case, once you click submit, if something is failed, okay, maybe
Yeah.
because of the network issue, that insert should not happen, right? Because the transaction is failed and still you are inserting the data, right? That is incorrect. That is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why this transaction is important when you are running the queries as a stored procedure, okay, as a process to run your website, to run your application. Okay, when you consider this individual query, there is no need, no means of writing this transaction and all. Okay, but this is just for understanding. We are at basic level.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Transaction only work for the like bank records and all that stuff.
No, transaction is anything. Okay, that's what transaction is not just bank transaction. It can be any SQL commands that has to be run together. Okay, for example, in healthcare you are having, okay, the claim is submitted. You submit a claim. Every day you will see there is some change in the status. Okay, first day it was submitted, second day it was under process, third day it was under evaluation. Okay, so how that changes is happening? Who is making that change and how it is changing? So there will be some status, there will be some table which is holding your claim data. Okay, it may be healthcare claim, it may be like your car insurance claim, anything. Okay, when the claim is submitted, that data is being stored in some tables. Okay, and as we process that data through the softwares, through the applications, okay, there is some status change. So how this is doing, how this is happening? So in the background, there is some process running, which is making change to your data in the database. So there will be alter, update, delete, whatever it is. Okay, so that unit of work we call as a transaction. Transaction is not only a bank transaction. Transactions is a unit of work. Okay, the multiple small pieces of work that is binded together is called as a transaction. Okay, like your inventory. Okay, you are working in an warehouse. Okay, you are having your warehouse. Okay, you are buying TVs or something. So you go to the warehouse or you go to the store. Okay, so you say like I want 20 TVs, 20 TV units. Okay, so what they will do, they will check their availability first. Okay, so to check the availability, they will not go physically and count each of the TVs. They will have some software which is holding the data. What is the availability? Okay, what is the current stock we are having? So same way, once they dispatch or once they sell any number of units, they will update this every time. Okay, so to update that, they will not run the SQL queries. What they will do, they will put their amount, they will put their number into some software. They will hit enter button or save button or click button somewhere. Okay, and that data will be changed and the changes will be saved permanently. Okay, so in the background of every application you are seeing, okay, you are using currently, there is some database which is storing all your data. Your Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, okay, all is storing your data on their databases.
Yeah.
That's why data is very crucial.
Will we be performing this commit and rollback in our real life work?
So yes,
So if so, can we see like a real example of where this commit and rollback is actually used? Because in employees table, it's not like it doesn't matter if it's used or not, right?
right. So see, in real time, you will be, if you are working as a developer, you will be almost working 80% of the time to create the stored procedures. Okay, that is how the developers work.
Yeah.
Procedures are the programs in the SQL server. Okay, so that you will be creating. So in every procedure, you need to use these transactions. Okay, let's say okay, if I try to explain now, you might not be able to understand this, but yeah, let me explain you. This is one of the stored procedure I have created today. Okay,
Okay.
what it is doing is we are having, there are multiple tables. So I'm having some tables called, okay, so I have these tables here. I will take just one claim example. I have loaded some few claims there. Okay, so this is the claim number we are having, and I'm holding the information of all these claims here. Okay, so first table is CLCL. This is having a like high level information about the claim. It is having claim number, who is the member, who, what is the total charge on the claim. Okay, who was the provider who is providing the services. All these details we are having. Then we have the detailed claim level information. Sorry, detailed information about the claim. Okay, how many service lines we are having. Okay, for which diagnosis the patient was admitted for, during like what is the duration of admission. Okay, what is the total charge on each of the line. Okay, what is the procedure that has been followed to treat that patient. So that information is here. And third table we are having about the provider information. What is the tax, what is the NPI, national provider identification, what is the state of that provider and all. So like this we have the details. Okay, now the requirement was, in this procedure, the requirement was we have to map the provider ID. Initially, this will be empty. Okay. So by looking the NPI, we have to see whether this NPI is registered with the insurance company or not. If it is registered, whether it is valid or not. Okay. If it is valid, take the related provider ID and update this table. Okay. Update second table as well with the same ID. If the NPI, whatever submitted, it is not valid, then we have to flip the status to some different status showing the claim is rejected because the provider on the claim was invalid. So there are multiple things we will have. So first we have to validate the provider. So that thing we are doing here. Second thing, we have to select the priority. If there are two providers, which provider we have to take, that we have to select here. Okay, then we have to update the current status of the claim, then update the status into another table, and then insert the rejected claims into one of the table. Now we are having multiple things to do here. What will happen? Okay, if all these are completed successfully, like we have updated provider, we have updated status, but we have not, while inserting the data into the rejected table, the statement was failed. Okay, so what will happen? We will have all the changes reflected, but we don't have the rejected claim details. Okay, so because the insert was failed. So what we have to do here is, if any statement within this group of statement is failed, whatever the successful statement we were having, that should be rolled back. That means whatever the status we updated, that should be updated back to the original state. Okay, whatever the queries we ran here to select the insert the data, so that also should be rolled back. Data should be deleted from that. So the transaction entirely, which means a unit of work. Okay, there is only two things in a SQL server. Either the transaction should be failed completely or it should be succeeded completely. Okay, there is no in between, like two parts, like two queries are running successfully, two queries are failed, save the changes as it is. No, If any one query fail, everything should be reverted back to original state. Okay, and the changes will be saved only when the all the queries within the transactions are successful. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you will get to know more about this. Okay, I know like you might be confused with this. Okay, but yeah, this is very high level. This is before going to this level, we have to learn many more things again. Okay, so yeah, as of now, just remember that transactions are important in SQL Server, not only SQL Server, in any database management system. Without transaction, there will be everywhere the incorrect data will be there. Okay, there will be misleading in the data. Okay, we'll be saving the unnecessary incorrect data to the database. So transactions are important. Okay, and commit is used to save the changes permanently to the table, and rollback is used to roll back the changes or to undo the changes if there is any failure. Okay, currently for our example, we are not looking for failure. We are just uh, rolling back the transaction
Okay.
just to see how it works. Okay, so now it is saying like begin a transaction, delete two employees. Now what I will do is, okay, so it is saying like delete two employees. So I will just delete
So
from.
you use, sorry, the begin transaction after declaring the variable, am I right? Where
No,
from, so generally in a
okay,
story.
in procedure, you are saying.
Mm.
You're saying in procedure only, right? Whatever I showed you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was beginning the transaction after declaring the variables. So here it was started. And after all the SQL commands, here it is committed.
Mm-hmm.
And then rollback will be there in the catch block. So this rollback will execute only if there is any error. If there is no error, commit will be executed. Okay. We will see this, okay, in detail
Sir,
during
one second.
the section.
After commit, you are written there a rollback, am I right?
Right.
So, like three step is executed, last two step is failure, and then again it's a commit transaction. But
Right. Commit
that,
will not be executed. Okay. If there is any error, commit will not be executed. This is how
so
this try catch block will work.
so where you define this, if there is an error, then it will not commit.
Yeah, this is how the try catch block will work. Okay. I'll just remove these all things just to show you. It does not has to be defined it. Okay. Uh, this is the step. Okay. Now I will show you. Okay, so this is now under one go, you will be able to see everything. I have removed the code. Now I will show you how it works. Okay, you don't know about this try catch block. What is try and all? We have just heard or like discussing about the transaction. Okay, so there is one thing we are having called try catch block in SQL Server. Okay, similarly in other languages, other databases, we are having some different things to capture this. So this try catch block is used for error handling. Okay,
Okay.
this is
So
used
what I
for
mean
error
like,
handling. So what this will do is inside a try block, we will write all our SQL statements. So let's say I'm having these four steps to execute in my procedure. Okay, there is one insert command, there is some select command, there is some update command, and there is some insert command we are having. So step by step, I have to execute this into this procedure. So whatever the transactions I wanted to do, that all the transaction SQL statements, I will write in a try block. Okay. And the catch block is used to capture the error. So if there is any error, I can capture that error into this catch block. So how this works? So the procedure execution is started. Okay, it has declared the variable. It has started the transaction. It has entered into the try block. It will execute this first statement. Okay, successful. It will execute the second statement. Successful. It will execute the third statement. Successful. It will execute the fourth statement. Successful. Now it will execute the commit transaction and it will save whatever the successful statements has been completed. It will save all the changes. It will insert data. It will determine the provider that it will update the data. It will insert the data. All the changes to the table will be saved permanently. Okay, in that case, after commit, it will end try here. So after ending try, this block will not be executed because there is no error. The catch block will execute only if there is an error. So after end try, it will directly jump to end and procedure will end here. Okay, this is happy scenario. Everything is successful.
It means like a
Let's say,
begin try and in try is the like a pipeline where if the success then commit, if not success then jump on that the another step, the begin
right.
like the begin catch.
Catch. So how the SQL server works, it will try to run all the SQL commands in the try block. Okay. If like this is successful. Okay, that means it was inserted the data into the table, it was determined the order and updated the data. But during this update, the SQL has failed. Maybe because of some violation, some data issue and something. Okay, so in that case, it will not go to the next step. It will not go to this statement. It will not go to end try. All these statements, if it is failed here, this will skip these things. It will directly jump to the catch block. It will first roll back the transaction. If we have written the command rollback, if we have not written, it will not roll back. Okay, but it will directly jump to the catch block. As we have the rollback command, what it will do the first thing is before failure, whatever was successful, that will be mm, rolled back. That means this will, let's say this is an update. So this update will be rolled back to the original position. Let's say it was inserted data into some table, that inserted data will be deleted from the table. Okay, so this is how the rollback will work. So in case there is an error, it will directly go to the catch block and execute the rollback command. If there is no error, it will commit the transaction and it will never go to this block.
Got it, sir. So for rollback, do we have to create some login table where this error?
Yeah, if you want to capture the error into the table, you can create the tables and you can write the statements to insert the data into the log tables with the error details.
Okay.
Okay, that is what I was doing into this procedure. I was just removed. Yeah, see, in the catch block, what I'm doing is I'm capturing the error first, like what is the error number, what is the error message, and that I'm inserting into the table using the stored procedure. Okay, so yeah, we are going to see these details, but how this works is the transaction as a unit of work should be either successful or fully failure. Okay, no in between mode is there. Okay.
Clarity.
Yeah, now let's see this example. Rollback transaction. Begin transaction is here. Then we are having delete command, delete two employee records. So I'm deleting these two records. What is in clause we will see, or if you want, I can just go with this one here, 101. Okay. So I'm deleting this record here. Now what I will do, just to understand or just to see the data, I will write this command here to verify the data. Okay. And same command I will write after this as well. Okay. And I will choose here rollback. And after rollback also I will write a command. Our main Our main motto is just to delete the data, but I have written the select command before and after the delete just to validate that. Okay, so I'm running this. Okay, you can see we are having first command as a select. So we can see that employee is present into the table. After that, we are having delete. So delete is executed. And after delete, when we run the select command, there is no record present. That means delete was successful, right? That's why we are not able to see the data after the delete command. Okay, but whatever the delete we did, that delete we roll back. Okay, so if I run the query now, I should still see that record into the table. Okay, whatever delete was happened, that is rolled back because of this rollback condition. But within transaction, when we selected, we were not able to see that because it was deleted. Okay, but when rollback is happened, it is there into the table. So rollback will make the changes or revert the changes back to the table. Okay, so this is how we verify the data is still there into the table and it is not deleted.
So
Okay,
we have for a rollback, we need to run execute the from begin transaction to a rollback transaction. Am I right? The whole entire
right,
section. If
right.
I
So there,
if I didn't choose a
again,
rollback transaction, does it roll back or not?
if you are not choosing the rollback, no, it will not. See, in sorry, in procedure, you will not have only rollback or you will not have only commit. There will be both of these things. Okay, there will be both of these things will be present, rollback and commit, and based on the error only one statement will be executed. It will be either rollback or either commit. Okay, there is nothing we'll be having like we will be writing only the rollback command or only the commit command. No, this is just for our understanding as a beginner, as a basic. Okay, how the rollback works and how the commit works. But in real time, you will be having both the commands. Okay, commit and rollback together. But only one from both of this will execute. Either it will commit or it will roll back based on the error. Okay.
Okay, good.
In this, sorry, if you don't mind, go back to the procedure.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, Parag.
So here you committed first, and then you wrote the rollback.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Suppose and the in try catch. Suppose up to in try and the begin catch. Am I right? Then after you
mm-hmm.
are catching the from 241, you are catching the error, and until
Correct.
240, you are committing your whatever the script is there inside. And
Right.
then again you're in 249 you are doing a rollback. So how does
Mm.
it possible? So like up to 239 it succeed all the job, all the procedure, and it's committed
So
the transaction. And
yeah,
how
then
you
it,
are
this block will not be executed. This is how the SQL Server functions. Okay. The catch will execute only if there is any error we got in the try block. Okay. In this entire try block, if there is any SQL error we got, then only the catch block will execute. If there is no error, okay, nothing from this block will be executed. Okay, and for that we are not writing any separate thing. That is the functionality of the SQL Server. When you write the code with a try-catch block, we are not directing that like if this is error or not. Okay, we are just using the try-catch
we
block. The
have
try-catch block is itself is a functioning in that way. If there is error, it will go to the catch block. If there is no error, the catch block will be skipped for the execution.
okay, sorry, I hope I don't I don't want to kill everybody's time. I think we have a session while in a procedure. Am I right?
Yeah,
Is there
we'll be having that.
Okay. Thank
Sir,
you.
I have one question. Hello?
Yes.
So,
Yes, yes.
like, maybe it's very basic. So, like, for example, if there is no error, we'll commit the transaction and it's fine, everything is fine. But like when there is an error, so it will show on that result on the bottom of that result and messages, but we don't have to do anything. Start doing like begin catch and write all these syntax and command like that for the rollback. So the error will
See, for
show.
the
So my question is the error will show on the bottom part where we like usually when we do the syntax and commands, the error through on the result section on the bottom side of this query.
right, for that you have to write the code in that way to show that. Okay. So here I'm having this select command, okay, which will show the error here. Okay.
Right.
So this will error message is a function we are having in SQL Server that will capture the actual error and it will show. So what I am doing here is I am inserting the error into some of the tables. So if
Right.
there is error, the error will be inserted into some of the table. I will show you that tables as well, so you have the understanding. Is that error log? Okay, so I'm inserting that error here into this table. In case there is an error, we will insert that error here. Okay, let me try to execute the procedure and let me try to show you the error. Okay, currently in procedure, we don't have error. Okay, for that, what I need to do is I need to have some error added to the procedure. Okay, let me load some new claims. Hold on. I'll just try to add some new claims to the table. Okay, I'm having some claims, and in the procedure, I will make some change. Open the procedure and make some change to have the error, because currently I have procedure I have written like it should not throw any error, but let's see where I can have that error. Hmm, try to add some. Okay, I'm adding some value here, which is it is a varchar 10, but I'm adding more than that values. Let me execute. Okay, and now if I execute this, see, currently in the error table, there is only one entry we are having. Okay, so if I execute this now, okay, it is saying successful, successful, and let me see if there is any error. So you see here, there is one entry into the table, okay, which is saying there was error in while inserting the data into this table. String or binary data would be truncated. When this error happens, when we are having the data more than the size of the column,
Okay.
right? So this was the error. I'm inserting this kind of error, whatever the SQL error we are having, that I'm inserting into the table in the catch block. Okay, so you can see this is the inserted on today's date, like 28/5. Okay,
Mhm.
so in the catch block also we can have any number of statements. It is not like we have to do. So in case any error, let's say you have to insert the data into some other table, you have to do some other updates, that all the things you can do in the catch block.
Okay.
So in response to the error, if you are having any action that you can perform into the catch block. Okay. Yeah, don't go deep inside the try catch block and transaction right now. Okay. Kindly focus on the basics like commands and all what we are seeing. Okay. It's good like you are having the questions on this. You are trying to understand more on this. It's very good. Okay. You are having curiosity to understand all these things, but uh, this is like advanced things we are having. Okay. You will not be able to understand right now. So just to remember, like there is a try catch block which is used for error handling. Okay, and the transactions we use with a try catch block to save the changes or to roll back the changes. Any one will be executed at a time and not the both. Okay, this we are going to see in the procedure. We will be going to create procedures and all. Before that, we are having multiple things to learn that we are going. What is this error number? What is this error message? What is this at error? What is how to declare the variables? This all the things we have to learn. Okay, what is this row count variable? Many things are there that we have to learn, and then only we are going to have. We are going with the procedure. What is null and all? So many things are there. We will learn one by one, step by step, and then we'll go to the advanced things. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, this all looks like very high level stuff.
Yes, that is very high level stuff. Okay, and that is what I was also mentioned. Like, don't need to think more on that right now. Okay,
Okay.
One day at a
we will
time.
go step
Okay,
by step
Yeah,
from the
thanks
beginning.
for explaining everything.
No,
thank
that's
you.
fine. It's good to know like you are having curiosity and you are trying to learn more. Yeah.
You are also very patient. Thank you for that.